I personally didn't think John Kerry was that guy either.
No. I don't think it was either.
Okay, John. Listen. John Kerry was lacked a lot of qualities. Most importantly among them, heart. However, and I'm not saying I love the guy. I certainly did. I tricked myself into thinking I did. I was talking about this earlier, but I didn't love the guy. However, he did come across as smart to me. I don't think he was particularly likable, and I don't think he was like Al Gore, Bill Clinton smart, like New York Times crossword puzzle in 10 minutes smart.
But he wasn't Dan Quayle.
No, but he was a smart guy though. I mean, he had to understand. He was just a wuss. A president should constantly be like, I don't want to say nervous, but he should constantly be passionate about what he's doing.
You're saying he
and
should
diligent.
be engrossed in the war at all times.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't even. I'm not saying he has to be anywhere. He can be anywhere doing anything he has to do. But the man should not be on vacation. But if the Germantown Jews start playing, I'm not going to be.
Well, that's fine. That's you.
No, it's called being sane. It's called.
No.
You don't make a group of people a mascot in 2005. We'll be right back.
It's been the name.
We'll be right back, and you can be wrong when we get back.
I'm gonna fight with you when we get back.
All right, but you'll be wrong then. I'm Peter Rosenberg.
Fucking stupid.
That guy's a fucking liar. He hasn't been to a Native American event in his life.
Fucking stupid argument.
No, it's not.
It's a stupid argument.
Why?
It's not a stupid argument. The phone lines are lit up.
I'm sure they are. No, I'm sure. Because people are going to agree and disagree.
You don't understand. I actually think you're insane on this. Like, I think me and Bushhead are so. I don't think there's even room for discussions. Let's just change every one of them down the board. It's 2005.
I don't give a shit. The names were there from before. I don't give a shit. Don't
in 1932.
I don't care. I don't fucking care.
It was the New York.
I don't fucking care.
New York
if it was the New York niggers and it was
then you're a fucking idiot. Then you're a fucking.
I don't give a fuck.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar.
Hey,
our government is saying put underwear on the detainees' heads. That's what you think.
We know how that'll work.
It's not possible. It's not possible that some of these GIs aren't that bright. It's not possible that some of them aren't the best people in the world.
No.
They're all states.
See, what I'm saying is all of these privates and specialists you're thinking about is going home. They're not going to do any stupid stuff that's going to get them intentionally put in jail.
I would love to agree with you, but after spending 6 months or a year there and you start to get a little haywire, you can speak for all of them? You don't think any of them have lost and derailed? Or who have had friends killed by Iraqis and now want some revenge? You don't think so?
I don't think that's...
That would be pretty understandable.
I think there's a lot more control of... I think these folks are in a lot more control of their emotions than you're giving them credit for. I don't
99% of them are. But you think none of them make mistakes? We have to talk about all of them like they're perfect? They're human beings. And they're under tremendous stress and a terrible circumstance.
But on top of all of that, they're under orders.
You have to see the stress is put on them because of the orders.
I agree. But what I'm saying is I don't want to put. What I'm saying is you cannot remove all blame from the troops. The point I'm trying to make is it's mind-boggling that our country is so backwards and twisted in so many ways, and we're spending hundreds upon hundreds of millions. Not only on an unwinnable war that we all know, Republicans, Democrats, we can all say what we want when we go home at night. This war is not winnable. We're going to be in Iraq till all of us die. We all know that, and a war that we fight on the pretense of something that's not true. But these kids are accustomed to seeing violence every day. I don't see any government presence in the neighborhood. But the idea of pretending like that's a priority right now, it's totally just to make up for the fact that we're ravaging more poor people. Like, that's my question. How do you justify which poor people you treat like garbage and kill? So, in Africa, we send aid. In Iraq, we drop bombs. What's the real difference between a couple, but besides a couple shades of skin tone, what's the difference between Iraq and Africa? I mean, Iraq does not, in fact, have weapons of mass destruction. They are not the threat that we thought they were. We have no proof yet that they're harboring terrorists, which we've been told for the last 5 years now in September. 4 years?
It's been 5 years now?
4 years in September. So it doesn't make sense to me. That is a different circumstance because Irish people actually subscribe to it and love Notre Dame and go to all the games and send all their kids there for generations and generations. You don't see Native Americans fill in the stadium to root for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Irish people are behind the Fighting Irish. You do not see...
That would be totally different. If the Kansas City Chiefs were based on a reservation and all their fans were Native Americans, we're talking a different subject here.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a high school in Alaska. I went out there when I was in the Army, and their local high school, named their team the Chiefs and the Chieftains, and it made total sense there because they were all natives, and
it made sense. It works, and no, it's not offensive. It's endearing.
It's endearing, but you go someplace else and somebody who's not that starts to say, "Hey, we're gonna call our team the Chiefs." It's offensive.
It does.
The Braves, the Redmen, the Indians,
Redskins,
the Black
it's
Hawks.
the same thing.
the
Oh,
Seminoles.
Black Hawks. It doesn't matter how many times 50 Cent uses the N-word. He's black. He's allowed to do it. The second a white person says the N-word on my show, they're getting cut off. And it seems like a lot of other white people, and I'm very white, don't have an understanding of the amount, the years and years of hatred that go into that word, because there's no white equivalent. Because we've oh, you don't live by double standards, except everything you're saying is a double standard. You don't think it's a double standard? You don't think it's a double standard that you don't think it's a double standard that there's a word for black people that can conjure up such feelings of inferiority and self-hate and all this kind of hate from white people, but there's no word like that for white people because white people have dominated since the beginning of time. We've gotten to oppress every single group ever since the beginning of time, and that really worked out nicely for you. Not changing. What's the
Why change it? Because it's been there for 60 years.
So what?
Why?
So nobody.
Why? Why change it?
Because it hurts people's fucking
There are
feelings.
people that barely exist.
Because we murdered them.
So fucking what?
This you are making the dumbest
gotta be
argument
kidding
you've
me.
ever made. It's just raw American laziness. I don't want to have to say a new name. That's so hard.
Gotta learn a new fight song. We
I know.
gotta change the word red.
Hail to the red. What am I gonna do?
It's freaking ridiculous.
I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't change it. And if anyone brought up legislation to change it, I'd fight it to the death. I think it's stupid.
For no reason except you being a fucking stubborn asshole. And they would listen to hip hop all day. They were played on the football team with black friends. But they still said really sincerely racist stuff when the black people were gone. It's like there's a code of conduct for when the black people are around and a code of conduct for when they're not around.
That's true.
And that makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not on anyone's team. I'm not trying to be like extra down. I just truly, this may sound cliched, I just truly don't see black people and white people different in terms of the way I would treat them or talk about either one. Have Target come in after 30 years and be like, I want this, and the government says, yeah, we're gonna help you out, Target. That's not fucking fair.
Yeah,
this is America.
Here you have. Everybody will say that it's fair until it happens to them.
Exactly.
Well, no, that's
exactly until their family business that they owned for 40 fucking years is gone in place of a Target.
Not even businesses. It can be your house too. It can be anything.
And of course they're gonna get more tax revenue than a fucking house.
Right. That's the whole purpose.
But so you think that the government should be able to do whatever it wants to get more tax? I got tax revenue. Stop wasting $100 million a day in Iraq. That wasn't a bad meeting at all. It was a good meeting. He was just giving me. It's kind of like what it's always been. Like I always think that he's gonna have like some really negative advice for me, and it really never is. It's always like, I walk in and say, great, it was awesome. Here's what you need to work on. He also told me that realistically the chances of me getting this show in this time period are like 1,000,000 to 1. Like basically him and my old boss, who's like the VP of programming for this entire area, love me. And there are other people who like the show too, but they have cheaper options, they have more experienced options, and the likelihood of me getting it is slim. That said, I know as well as he knows that if I do an awesome fucking job, I can get the job. I know that. It's just not. It's basically like, it's not like this is my job and I just gotta hold on. I gotta fucking go win the job. But I can do it. I mean, it's just. But the bottom line is overall, I need to stop being so unfocused and keep my thoughts together, which was my assessment too. I know that. I told him to feel free to send me IMs during the show, like get it together. You know what I mean? I just need to stay focused. But beyond that, I mean, he said it was a great start. So time to just step up. Every day of the week will get better too. Because you can't help but be nervous the first day, and you're getting the IMs and stuff. On the weekend, it's dead. And you jump in on the weekdays, and you're getting all this shit. It's like a lot to deal with. But as the week goes on, I feel good. I feel confident.